Hi, I am Ayushi Rawat and welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss the September Leetcode Challenge Day 4 problem. Partition labels. Let's look at the problem statement now. A string S of lowercase English letters is given. We want to partition this string into as many parts as possible so that each letter appears in at most one part, and return a list of integers representing the size of these parts. Now let's have a look at the example. We have an input string and the output is a list of integers 9, 7, 8. The explanation says that it can be divided into 3 partitions. Note, S will have length in range 1 to 500 and S will consist of English lowercase letters only. Okay. Let's understand this with a simpler example. I will show you a brute force approach. Let's divide this problem into 2 loops. I'm considering the list here as A, B, A, C, D, C. So, it will form 2 partitions, A, B, A and C, D, C. The output will be a list of integers of the length of each partition, that is 3, 3. Let's look at the first loop. Initially, the count will be 0. The first element, that is S of I, is A. For each element, we will calculate the difference between its ORD value and A's ORD value. So in this case, it will give us 0. We will store the index at this difference, that is, the difference will be considered as an index in list L. We have initialized L as placeholder values for all alphabets. Initially, it will contain 26 zeros. Okay, moving forward, now count as 1. Element is B, that is S of I. Its ORD value is 98. So the difference will come out to be 1. We will store the index value 1 at this difference. Okay. Moving forward, now our count is 2. Element is A because our string is ABA, CDC. Its ORD value is 97. So the difference comes out to be 0. Now we will store the index at this difference. That is 2 at index 0 in L. Okay. Moving forward, now index becomes 3. C's ORD value is 99. The difference here comes out to be 2. So we will store the index 3 at position 2. Here, as you can see. Next, now our index becomes 4. D's ORD value is 100 and the difference comes out to be 3. So we will store index 4 at 3 in our list L. Moving forward, now our count becomes 5. That is, I becomes 5. C's RD value is 99. So, the difference comes out to be 2. So, we will store 5 at index 2. Now, we have reached the end of loop 1 because we have encountered all the elements of our string A, B, A, C, D, C. And at the end of loop 1, we have a list L which has the last occurrence index of each alphabet. That is, A is referred to as index 0. That means A is last occurring at index 2. B is last occurring at index 1. C is last occurring at index 5 and D is last occurring at index 4. We can verify this from a string below, right? This list will now help us to find partitions in the string. Moving forward to loop 2. Here, let's declare 2 variables as begin and end and let's initialize them to 0. We will run this loop through S. We will calculate the value of end at each loop increment using the maximum between the end and the last indices of the odd value of S of I that we calculated and odd of A. And if that is equals to the current index, that means we have found the maximum occurrence of an element. So we can append that to our resultant list and increment the end and storing it into begin. In the end, we will return the result list. It will become more clearer to you once we start coding. Now let's dive into the code. Now I will store a result into a list and call it res. Now I have initialized last indices with 0 and multiplied it with 26 to get 26 placeholders for each alphabet. Remember that I used a list L in our explanation earlier? Well, it's the same list that I'm referring to. Okay, let's move forward to loop 1. Now let's store the index at difference. That marks our end of loop 1. Let's continue to loop 2. Here, let's initialize begin and end. Now let's check if end is equals to our index. If so, we will append end minus begin plus 1 into our result list. Once done, we will set begin to end plus 1. In the end, we will return our result list. Now let's run the code. Now let's try submitting our code. And it's accepted. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.